Here we are back in Victor City here, where today's project I think is going to be making big use of this fertile land over here. So I didn't even realize that I had been too busy focused on all the lumber that we have in this area, but there's a lot of land here that can be used for farming, and we have a huge demand for industrial area and industry stuff. We have so much demand for goods to sell. A lot of our commercial stuff, they're gonna go out of business because there's not enough goods. So I think it's kind of urgent that we get working on this, but it's gonna require us to purchase another plot of land, which is fine because we needed one. So now we did that, we can zoom back in. I think we're gonna just start working right away. And the great thing about this too is we just got a little piece of this rail spur here, so we can get working with that as well. But there's so much land here. This is gonna be enormous, this district we're about to make. So one thing we do want to keep in mind is we do want it to be very accessible by truck. That being said, we should have exits right off the bat. So I'm not going to connect it to this main area. I'm going to connect it just to the highway. So we could even actually pause. We might just be better off doing this. So buying one of these, which I think this would be fine, right? Yeah, and then we could have the highway cut there. I guess actually no, we don't want to do that. We're just gonna make our own. We're gonna make our own exit real fast. Okay, so we set up a quick exit here. It's got 2 underground paths, so they can curl off under. These people can curl off and get on right there. So that's perfect like that. So that's good. So that's the start we need. So now from these roads here, we can start a one-way road that kind of loops all the way around. So we'll have it kind of go there, tight turn, all the way down here. We can eventually have an exit down here as well. For now we can do that. And then we'll have the same thing in the reverse direction. Unless we just make this a giant loop to keep traffic flowing. So we can just loop it. Just like that. So we'll have it come all the way over here and do a big turn right there. I think that's not a terrible idea. So it's almost like a big one-way loop thing you can do. So within it, we're gonna have one main, probably six lane one-way cut through. So this will be, the trucks can get through right through the middle, and then the rest I'm just gonna do your standard 2-lane roads, or yeah, 2-way one lane. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. So like that. We're going to maximize surface area, and then within each of these, I'm just going to cut the road after cut the road. We can go ahead and start time too. That way we're making money while we do this. And I'm purposely not connecting to the outside road to try to reduce the traffic that's gonna inevitably happen along that road. We will put some outlets though, because I do want to make it a little better for people. I'm starting to think though, like maybe improve it to something bigger than a 2-lane road. We could go 4-lane one way. Little bottleneck at the end here, but it's better. It might be better flow. I don't know, we'll see for now. I think that should be okay. So now we have all that. So we're gonna want to get water in here quick. I'm gonna need a stupid little thing like that just to fix that. Need another large water. Just like that, okay. So with that, we can now take this here. We can just draw a big square over this entire thing. I don't want the outside road getting used too much. So we can kind of just do this. Because I really want to reduce that outer traffic. So something along these lines. Smooth this out. Okay, cool. And then we can go in and just fill in wherever we missed. Like this. Okay. Close enough. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it just has to get the idea. And then we're going to go ahead and make this a district, because when we do that, we then can make it a farm specialized industry district, which is what we're ideally trying to go for here. So without further ado, let's mark it as a farm. Okay, so we have that. Electricity will make its way over at some point when people inevitably come over here. We're gonna want to put some bus stops because getting the people in and out of here will be big too. So we'll throw it right next to there. Although that's on the main road. That should be fine. That's a bus depot though. I don't know why I did that. Actually, I guess that's not a terrible idea. Throw the bus depot. We'll throw how many stops we can do? 2 stops, maybe 3. And then it'll come over here to 2 spots in the residential area. And then we can finish that line. So that'll be good. So these people over here can get over here and have some jobs to do. Alright. Now we can let that play its course over there. Other issues we need to deal with. Electricity, we're good. Water, sewage is getting close, but we're good. If we go and check here, we can use a water treatment plant. And I think we're going to want to do that. I think it's time that we reduce our pollution. So let's go ahead and throw 4 of these down. So each one's going to need connection to water. That's not what I was trying to do. To the main line. Electricity should just connect right in. Okay, and those are all online now. So with that, we may be able to just get rid of our sewage dumps right here. I'm gonna see what happens when I destroy one of them. Oh yeah, we can destroy all 3 of these. Finally, we're getting away from pollution here. We're finally seeing the day. Our electricity is disconnected though. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, hopefully over time this pollution, here it is, this will clear up. We'll have some nice clean water over here. That'll be pretty cool. And yeah. So I've noticed our monthly or weekly income has dropped significantly. Recently it was around, I believe, 17,000, and now it's down to 11, which makes me think there's some big issues going on. I know, of course, there's the issue with the goods, not enough goods to sell, but we're working on the industry over here, so people just really need to make their way over here. Okay, it does look, however, though, it looks like trucks are using this new exit, which is really nice. They're not trying to push their way through. In fact, I might even restrict truck flow. So if we go here, I wish there was a way to like limit or like set the priority, set them to prioritize going down this main highway, but it looks like a lot of them are. So let that just go with it. The traffic flows up to 81%. It was down to like 68 before this, so that's good progress. The next big chunk issue that I want to solve is this whole thing. So I'm pretty sure half the city is burnt down. We're just going to destroy the roads, actually. I think if I do that, that'll just destroy the roads. This was a good try, but it just wasn't meant. It was in a bad spot. I really just don't like the angled slope and like all this issue. I'd rather work up here. I've been kind of building this up as I work with terrain to flatten this big area. That'll be a lot better. It just didn't look good. That. Oh, there's so many buildings. Come on. Oh, there's subway stations too. Oh, and this is special buildings. That's the big problem. Sweet, sweet. Perfect, okay. So we have the metro station. We're going to leave that there until the future. Oh, we can just destroy it. Does that disconnect the metro, though, is the problem? Yeah, it does. So, let's just connect this line. Okay. Cool. So we do have trains. Trains for people and trains for cargo. Right now, I think that's a little too complicated for what we have. I don't think it's worth trying to set that up. But it is exciting right here that we have some new buildings going up in the agriculture area. So we'll let that build. The only other issue I can see is really just related to that industry stuff. As the industry picks up, we'll have more goods to sell, less buildings will be abandoned, everything will be good. Okay. I do like how it's shaping up though. We have a lot more to look at, because like before it was just like this little grid here and then some over here, but now it's like we got two big neighborhood area districts over here. We got this big spot that's opening up. It's looking good. Okay. We do have this big space here as well that we could work with. Also, I didn't even realize there's like another huge mountain out in this direction. So there's this one, this area. We could potentially try to make a dam out there, get some power from that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we could do that with this. We would have to like make it and then drop the water level in there. We could try it. It could be possible. Okay. What else do we want to do? I know we did need some utilities over here, so we can work on that. we put a hospital in this main area, does that cover all of it? Yeah, okay, so we're gonna go big here. Go down a hospital, fire stations. We're just gonna have to do 2 small ones. Yeah. Let's do it like that. Do it right near the hospital. And then police, which right now we can't afford. Which is why there's crime right here. But we can fast forward time, and maybe we can afford it in a few. Everywhere else, crime rate, it's down to, it's 5%, which is good. I haven't even looked at some of these. How's our health? Okay, we have healthcare for 1,000, and only 105 are sick. Death care is good. How about fire safety? Fire safety is not that great. I don't know if it's because of the trees. Do those add some? I mean, these areas are pretty red too. Maybe it's important that we throw a couple more fire stations down. It's weird, like that one's there, but it doesn't cover this area. Okay. These people definitely need one. I'm just gonna do that. Alright, cool. Okay, so now that we're there, we can throw a police station down here too real quick. I do want to take a moment to stop. I just want to look at some of our statistics here. This is one of the cool things of the game, is we can go back and look at everything from like the history of when we started to where we are now. Now, one thing I have noticed is population. We did peak at around 19,000, and it's dropped, but it's steadied around like 17-ish. We did peak around 19,000, but it's steadied down around like 17-ish thousand. So hopefully eventually it'll spike back up, because I mean, this big drop at the time probably looked like a big drop, probably looked like this, but now it's basically nothing in the grand scheme. Birth rate and death rate are another big one. We've only had one instance where our death rate was higher than our birth rate. It's come close a couple times here. It looks really close, but it looks like we're still doing good there. Employment percentage is phenomenal. We had one little recession here. That's about it. Jobs have been steadily increasing. Education levels, that's something we can definitely work on. We haven't even gotten to 1 yet, which is, I think that's, everybody has elementary school knowledge, or is like that's the average education level is elementary school, so that's definitely not great if we're below 1. Our number of students has steadied. It's probably because we stopped building schools. That's something we need to look into. But we just built a new big residential area. We can add some schools in there, and that will be good. And then, of course, we have city value. And that's definitely just risen and risen, which is really good. And last one, happiness. Happiness has been around 70 to 80. We've had some rough times. It seems like after 2021, like early in that year, there was a big drop in a lot of things. Population went down. What else went down? There was, oh yeah, employment percentage. That's where that big drop happened. So yeah, but anyways, I think that's a good place to stop for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like if you like, and subscribe for more.